Okay, so here we are again, and having a look at Excel, a little bit of VBA here, and what we have is a little problem. What we'd like to do is we'd like to filter, and we'd like to be able to remove data that's no longer valid from our data set. But we can't just do a filter and then select all and delete and then show, take the filter off again, because actually doing that, when we do the select all, it will also delete these header rows which we want to keep. Yeah. So we've got a few steps we need to do here. First thing I'm going to do is set up a filter. So I've now got filters on the top of my range, and I can choose to select just, for example, the BMWs here. And what I'd want to do is then go through, select all of those there, and just delete those rows, leaving me with the header still there and still in the same position. Now, an easy way of doing this is simply to select those header rows, including the header for the data, and hide them. So if I hide those cells now if I do a select all and then delete, what I could do is double click there to bring them all back again, and that brings back the headers, and I will show everything again. Okay, let me just show you what the code is for doing that in VBA. So if I wanted to look at the code, all I do is Alt and F11, and this little routine that's written here, if I just take them off, what this is going to do is, after I've done the filter, those first two, select rows 1 to 4 and then hide them, which is essentially the header rows, so 1 to 4 down here, and it hides them. I then select everything else, everything that remains in the sheet, and I delete it. I then select those header rows again, and I don't do hidden and false. What I do is auto fit. So I've selected all 4 rows and I auto fit them, and I'm then just simply popping back into A1 so that A1 shows at the top left hand corner of the screen, or it shows on the screen, because otherwise rows 1 to 4 will be there, but I'll have to scroll up to get back to them. So let's just have a look and see how this works. So I'm going to go in here, this time I'm going to select forwards, I'm going to show my VBA, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to do F8, and for some reason that's not letting me do that, but let's just run it, and it deletes the data there. First of all, it hides the first 4 rows, then it deletes the data, then it unhides the 4 rows, and you'll see I can quickly click on here to select a different bunch and then run that again, and that's deleted them now, and select all just to clear it, to bring everything else back. Okay, what I've also done is I've put I've done this as a macro. So what we can do, for example, there I've selected all the Hector Smiths, I've put a macro on my toolbar there just to make it much faster. So for example, we can do that to show everyone else. Okay, well, I hope that's been useful. I certainly had a little bit of trouble actually working this out in the first place, but once I got it, it seemed straightforward. As I say, I hope that's been useful. I'm the Adobe guy, and thank you for listening.